get a chance to enjoy this All-Star break?
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. Got to go to Toronto for a couple of days to stay at one of my buddies' place, and then just hung out here the last 2 days. And it was nice to kind of get away, reset, and ready to go back.
You've been pro now for several seasons. How important is it when that rest presents itself to take advantage of it?
Yeah, you have to, especially with our schedule coming up here. We know there's not a lot of breaks from here on out. We're going pretty consistently the rest of the year, so I think it's important physically and just as much mentally, just to kind of get away and kind of reset everything, make you feel fresh, rejuvenated, and more energized coming back. So it's something I've come to appreciate more as my years have gone on in the league.
In the past, have these games been hard? That first game back from a break, are you ever in a spot where it's a little sluggish to start, or are you guys normally pretty all systems go?
I don't know. At least for me personally, sometimes it's a little hit or miss. I was able to come into the rink a couple times over the break on days that I was here just to skate a little bit and just try to stay, as much on top of things as I can. But it's usually a little bit of an adjustment coming back, trying to just get used to the pace of play and making decisions under pressure, even though it's only been, 5 or 6 days since we played. It does make that difference. So you kind of do all you can to stay locked in, but sometimes it just happens where it's not great.
The power play has not been great as well of late. Alex talked a little bit about that. He said shooting could help. You're one of the guys that have been a driver on this man advantage. What have you seen the last couple of weeks that it's been struggling the way it has?
I think a lot of it just comes down to confidence. It's like any other part of the game. When things aren't going well, you overthink things. You try to make plays that aren't there. You just kind of panic a little bit, and you're not sure in the decisions that you're making. And when things start going in, then it seems like they kind of snowball, and then a lot starts going in. And I think we've tried to focus on shooting more, keeping it as simple as possible. Just the plays that we're probably making earlier in the year and in years past, they just aren't going in right now. And so we're just going to keep it simple. And I think once we get one, I think it's going to kind of be a snowball effect where we're getting a lot. So just staying confident and trusting that what we're doing is gonna work if we execute, and not try to do anything too crazy.
Without actually quantifying it, I'm guessing it's probably a few dozen times you played the Syracuse Crunch now while being with Rochester. What consistently comes to mind when you think of Amherst versus the Crunch?
Usually it's pretty, low chance games a lot of the time. It's about who can play mistake-free hockey. Usually it's against these guys. You're going to give up one or two chances a game or get one or two chances a game, and you really got to capitalize on those opportunities. I don't know what the shots were last time we played these guys, but probably low 20s for the shots we had. I don't even think they had 20. So I think that just shows how tough it is to find offense and create offense. And when you get those little moments of opportunity and chances where you can take advantage of them, you got to take it, because they're not going to give you any free offense like some other teams in this league. And I think we got to play that way as well. They scored late in the second on something we kind of knew how to defend, and sometimes it's just you're going to make mistakes and those end up in the net. But every time we play them, it seems to be a low scoring game, and we expect that again tonight.
It's a home and home with them, 4 points on the line. You're looking up to them in the standings. How important is this weekend against these guys?
Yeah, it's massive. It kind of always seems like we're competing with these guys at this time of the year for positioning, and I know last year they ended up finishing ahead of us. I think we tied them in points, but they got the tiebreaker. So we had to go there first and had to win a game 5 on the road. And obviously we found a way, but if possible, we'd like to get home games at the time of the year when it matters. So I think points are huge, and it's coming down to the end of the season now. It's not like we have a ton of games left, and all these points are going to matter a lot. I know you say that all year, but especially this time of year, they seem to matter, almost a little more. So we're going to be ready.
And you said Jose is coming off his All-Star run, but how much confidence have you seen in his game? How much have you seen his confidence rise throughout this season?
I think it's great. I think for him, the playoffs, I think, were a huge benefit to him. I think, he had points throughout the season last year where you could really see what kind of player he was. And I think just that added level of intensity in the playoffs and how much harder you need to work, and if you are really locked in, how good you can be, and you need to be dialed in all the time in playoffs. I think he's carried that over this year, and And it hasn't just been flashes this year. I think it's been consistently. He's making plays. He's confident, and he saw that he could do that in the playoffs at the hardest time of the year when there's not a lot of space. And he's just such a smart player, works hard. He's a very good skater. So he opens up space for himself, makes a lot of really good plays. He's got a very good shot. And I think it's just his confidence that's making him, super special right now. And super happy he was named to that All-Star team. And I know he enjoyed it. So I'm really happy for his strides that he's taken in his career.